man.
You so funny. I'm glad you woke up in a good mood. Where are you going? Where are you going?
All right, can y'all hear me? Am I back? I'm through. Y'all can hear me pretty well. I don't know what ended up happening. I think that had to happen in YouTube. So I guess YouTube started cutting up. So um anyway, um hey, when I be thrown off. So I gotta get back to what I was saying. Shoot, man. Well, I know I was talking about your life, right? And I know you not owning it. Um, but realizing that, okay, yeah, you not owning your life, realize that you owe it to another, the same one that can take away. But this is the issue of it: is we have lived our lives as if we own it, and like the saying say that you only got one life to live that is yours, and that's a problem because you don't know the purpose of your life predicated upon the one that then gave you life. So now you then took ownership of your life and you then put all these things because you remember you dealing from a knowledge base of nothing predetermined. So everything that you're placing in your life is being placed from a place of an ignorance of original purpose and assignment. You just going with the punches and you living your life as an experiment. And that's what we all do. The life that's been given to us, we live it as an experiment rather than understanding what we're doing from the mindset of the creator, of the giver of life, so we can make sure that our life don't become an experiment no more, that our life is driven through original purpose assignment um, idea, that we may reach certain goals of our creating life so our life can be successful. But all this experiment is you just learn and learn to be reactionary. Okay, the stove was hot. I can't touch the stove no more. We don't. You didn't learn why you can't touch the stove. You didn't learn the purpose of the stove. You didn't learn what it's for. You just learn. Okay, I got to protect me. And that same person just concepts, y'all. That same person don't know that you're supposed to cook on the stove. That they just know I ain't supposed to touch it. And what happens when that person is taught what you're supposed to cook on that stove? What they're gonna not cook on it because they're gonna remember the pain of touching the stove when it was hot. So they'll live their life around. I'm not getting close to no stove. I find other ways to make food because my experience with a stove, and then you have somebody come in and show them, hey, this is the original purpose of the stove. This is how you're supposed to cook on. This is what you're supposed to cook on. These are like little aisles that are there, and knobs that you turn to turn the temperature up and down. And they'll hear all that and still think you trying to awaken their pain. So they'll fight you. And in your mind, you like, you fight me over a stove that's gonna help you if you actually cook on it right and know what you're doing. But in their mind, I remember the pain of this. And so they self-preserve to say, I make a declaration in my being that I ain't never going around a stove again. I ain't, if it's heated up, if anything going on, I'm done. I ain't coming near to that. And can't nobody tell me that. So they'll go rather go somewhere and rub two rocks together to create a fire and try to cook their stuff over fire, which is way more dangerous than a stove. But again, that's the issue when you live your life as an experiment. You will come with the wrong conclusions, right? And at the end of the day, at the end of the day, you have to learn how to trust, how to realize, like, man, I've been doing something wrong. I've been doing this wrong. I can't say I know the original intention of this. My life been an experiment. The only conclusion that came out of my life is what I learned in my family dynamic, what I learned through my traumas, and then what the culture of being in Babylon has taught me. Those are the three different ways that you have grown. Those are the three different ways that King gave you all your concepts in your life. So you experiment through life rather than getting instructions. And we all have done it. We all have lived life through experiments. We got our first boyfriend or girlfriend experiment. Got our first friend experiment. Received our first hurt, our pain, our shame, our guilt through experiment. Our abuse. Well, I'm just gonna trust this person, even though they talking to me like this, they doing me like this, they narcissistic, but it's an experiment to trust again. Even though I know this person is full of lies and not right for me, but some in me love to experiment, even though it's yielding the same results. And then I keep blaming the abuser than me that's getting abused because I'm allowing it. Let me go here to this religion so I can experiment. Let me go to this assembly so I can experiment. And if they don't got my best interest in mind, I'm gone. Then on to the next experiment. Learning to be reactionary. Yeah. That's how we've been living this life. And then in all these experiments, we get more self preserving words that's going to fuel our fight, flight, or freeze. that's gonna become our lure. So somebody'll be trying to bring you out of that, the life of experimenting, and put you in a life of sure, predestined not in the creator and leading and guiding you. But it's going to contradict all the answers that you have gotten through your experimentation in your life that you didn't abused. How many of y'all tired of experimenting? But there's a judgment day coming where Yahusha is going to appear based off what you sowed. And he gonna give you the results of your experimenting outside of him leading, guiding you. Scripture talks about that we should have a hope within us that when he appear, we should be just like him. What does that mean? When he appear, he's seeing what he has given us to do. We have became him in the earth. So now the judgment is a reward of duplicating him, multiplying the talents, giving him his return on the investment of life that he has given us. I'm gonna give you a return on me. You gave me life. Well, I'm gonna multiply what you have given me. I ain't experimenting no more. If you, the scripture talks about lead and guide me into uh that Yahuwah will lead and guide you into all your ways, and he'll direct your path. If you lean out to your own understanding and acknowledge him in all your ways, he will direct your path. He will guide you. He will lead you as a shepherd leads sheep. Well, you ain't got an experiment in life no more. But he's going to take you into places that you would want to go. Because he got to get all that darkness out of you. You got to get all that pain out of you. You got to get all that shame out of you. You got to get all that trust issues out of you, of what you've been in experimenting in life, that you'd have destroyed your life or his life that he gave you. That's a reckoning day that's always going to come through what you sold. And when you are tempted, you can't say you tempted a Lord, but you have created desires. You have created invalidated trust. You have created unstable stability. You created all of these things in which you have anchored yourself on. And this is where the totality of your lust comes from. Lust ain't just sexual things, but it's your strong desires. It becomes your possessions. It becomes this what I stand on. This is what you believe in your heart of what you got out of the experiment. You believe this now. And that belief might not be anchored in you, but it's anchored in self-preservation. And I kill all y'all if I can't preserve myself. I leave all y'all if I can't preserve myself. I fight all y'all because it's about preserving me through my experience, which is my experiment, which is where I have developed all the seed of all these Yah forbidden desires that can draw me away from the path of my deliverance, my healing, my elevation, in which I'm supposed to be drawn to. And these desires and these thoughts and this fight or freeze, I'm supposed to cast that down and die. And it's going to feel like a death. But I be drawn away because my own lust my own strong desires, my own conclusions, my own unstable stability, my own results of my experiment. I can be drawn away from the truth of that because that's more true to me because it protects me. So I'm drawn away for that lust, and now that lust is conceived. And now that lust is going to bring forth sin because anything that's outside of evil now is sin. And then that sin is going to bring the reckoning of death, which is the judgment of Yahusha appearing to give you the harvest of the seeds that you sown. You're going to appear. You're going to show up. He coming. And that consequence is going to hit you right in that face. It's going to be right there waiting on you. You're appearing now. So you choose what you want, man. You gotta be, listen, you gotta be tired of that, man. I ain't finna be out here living life with no experiment no more. I'm living by every word out of the mouth of Yahuwah. I'm acknowledging him in all my ways. I'm dying to myself. I'm not self-preserving no more. I'm going to admit that the life that you gave me, I have abused it. And I'm not going to let my fears control me no more. I'm going to be honest with my fears. I'm admit I don't know the original intention of a man, original intention of a woman from your idea. The original intention of a father and a mother. So I didn't abuse being a father and a mother. I didn't abuse being a leader. I didn't abuse being a husband. I didn't abuse being a wife. And all those areas that made my makeup is my conclusions based on my experiments. Because how do you have the right to fight, freeze, or flight? How do you have the right to self preserve something that was never yours? You who are trying to preserve you, but you trying to preserve you. So, you know, just some little encouragement today. Learn how to be honest with your darkness. And that darkness means your ignorance. Because the greatest weapon, one of the greatest weapons of what Hasatan have is not deception, but it's ignorance. That's your greatest darkness. Because ignorance is the absence of light, which is the absence of revelation, the absence of knowledge. So no more experiments, y'all. Find the teacher, find the instructor, find the original intention. Give him his life that he gave you back. Become a prisoner of Yahushua Mashiach, not a prisoner of the perception of people, the acceptance of everybody is his. All right, I'm a wrap right there. Uh, Hope you was able to, yeah, I was able to get some from that. Sorry about the video acting up like that. I don't know what ended up happening. But I don't know. This internet stuff be this internet stuff. So pray, dude. I hope we said enough to kind of give you some encouragement today. Um, any questions? All right. Just wanted to give you some talks of reflection and just some simpler wisdoms overall. Like I said, these younger shows. They ain't necessarily like a Bible study. It's just the giving of, wisdom talks is the main thing. But hope you got something out of it. All right. Love y'all. And we're gonna bid everybody shalom.